For any website, the most fundamental issue that all the marketers are trying to factor in is how do we get traffic? Traffic is the number of users who are visiting your website on a regular basis, isn't it? But then, even if you start getting traffic, you have to analyze from where you are getting it and how to maximize the results out of that. And is the volume increasing progressively or not? There are several questions you need to answer. And Google Analytics helps you do that, right? So let's take a look at what is traffic and how you can do it in Google Analytics. And this will form our first pillar of analysis as well. Let's get started. Hello Google Analytics users, how are you doing today? And in this section, let's quickly get to the screen without wasting any time and look at traffic. Okay, so we are in the screen right now and I want you to parallelly open it in your systems if you have one. So acquisition overview is where we are first going to take a look. Okay, now let's go to that. And you've got this huge report over here. Okay, and it is zoomed in as I had said in the last chapter. Okay, so there are 4 options over here that you see, isn't it? And the first option is users. Okay, and this is what we will concentrate in this section of traffic. Okay, we have conversions that we'll go to in the later sections. We have got event count again in the later sections. Right now it is traffic. Okay, and users are showing up in this line over here. So this line represents the daily number of users who are visiting this particular website, Google Merchandise Store. Okay, and you will see that on Monday, 22nd November, the users are 4521, 4521, and on Tuesday they are 4004 and so on. And Google has become smart enough to share with you some AI driven insights. Okay, it's still a work in progress, I believe, but they are getting there. So a result of that is you will see that this big blob is showing up over here, and it says that spike in the users on a certain date, expected 6122 and actual was 10,000 some number. Okay, and the spike value is also shown. Now I believe that the expected part over here, that the number 6,000 something, comes from the AI analysis of this data. Okay, it's very interesting. You can see another one over here. But then, does this give you any idea of what's happening with your traffic? Not very much. Apart from there is a spike over here, it looks pretty consistent over those few days that we are seeing, isn't it? So at times you need to increase the date range over here, okay, and take a larger date range, and that may reveal some interesting insights. So I'm going for as far back as June 2020. That's about 1.5 years compared to the current date that we are in. Let's select that, and the current date is December 15. Let's click on apply. It's still loading, by the way. It's not squeezed. Okay, so you can see that the data collection on this website started at around Sunday 11th October. Fine, let's move ahead, and suddenly you will see that there is a pattern emerging in the data of this website. Very interestingly, you'll find that there are some troughs in this chart. Okay, and it happens to happen on Saturday and Sundays very consistently. Okay, and then there is spike in the week. Okay, generally it would be on Tuesdays, Wednesdays or Thursdays, and it will go down again on Fridays, and then Saturday is the lowest most of the times, and Sunday is slightly above that, but it's also very low, right? So that gives you an idea of how the traffic on the website behaves. It's high on the weekdays and low on the weekends. Now, I believe that Google Merchandise Store is mostly visited by the users of the organization Google. Okay, I see their data and I get a feel of that. I may not be right, but that's how it looks like. And therefore, maybe on Saturdays and Sundays, since there is a holiday or, that's the leave day in the week, you see this kind of a pattern. Okay, but it's important to investigate why this is the way it is. Okay, so if you see this kind of a, let's say it's a seasonality, maybe a weekly seasonality. Okay, so if you see this kind of a pattern on your data, okay, the website data that you have, then you have got a work of investigation why that's happening. You may have the reasons already, and if you feel that you have to do something about it, okay, maybe you would want to run your campaigns to offer some discounts on Saturdays and Sundays so that you are relatively able to get a consistent amount of users on every day. Okay, it may be a business choice or it may not be, that's up to you. Okay, but that's something that you can get an idea from here. Okay, so these are the number of users, and when we actually squeeze the data enough, we start to see a pattern, isn't it? In the next chapter, let's take a look at why that anomaly came up and can we further investigate and find some cause over there. So I will meet you in the next chapter. Thank you.